Two men are passing through the road on a motorbike when they spot another bike parked outside a gate. They slow down, and in an instant, one of the men jumps off their motorbike, rushes to the parked one, and steals it within seconds. At first, they struggle to get it running, fumbling for a few moments, but eventually they manage to start it and ride away successfully. A man had just arrived home after what had been a memorable night out. Still in high spirits, he stopped at his gate, waiting for his family to open up so he could drive in. But as he waited, a car that had been quietly trailing him suddenly pulled up behind. Before he could react, several armed men jumped out of the vehicle. In an instant, the atmosphere shifted from calm to terrifying. The men confronted him aggressively, demanding that he hand over everything of value: his phone, his money, and any other belongings they could take. After threatening him, they then stole his car and fled the scene, leaving him shaken and helpless. A woman was holding her baby when, suddenly, an armed man appeared out of nowhere and confronted her. Pointing his weapon, he demanded that she hand over her car keys. Terrified and fearing for both her own life and her baby's safety, she gave them everything they wanted without resistance. The armed man then stole her car and fled, leaving her shaken and traumatized. After buying a few items at a shop, a man walked back to his car and carefully packed everything he had purchased. Just as he finished loading up, an unknown vehicle suddenly pulled up beside him. Within moments, a group of armed men jumped out, catching him completely off guard. Shocked and unprepared for such a situation, the man froze as the attackers closed in. They demanded the keys to his brand new Toyota Fortuner, and out of fear for his life, he handed them over without resistance. The men quickly stole the vehicle and sped away. Meanwhile, the people nearby stood in silence, too terrified to intervene, leaving the men helpless and shaken by the ordeal. As a couple arrived at the gate of their estate, their evening took a terrifying turn. Suddenly, a group of men showed up, guns blazing, and surrounded them. Shocked and terrified, the couple could do nothing but listen to the orders being barked at them. In fear for their lives, they handed over the keys to their vehicle. The entire incident unfolded so quickly and dramatically, it felt like a scene straight out of a movie. A man was reversing his car, getting ready to head home, when suddenly a white polo car pulled up beside him. Armed men jumped out, pointing pistols at him and shouting that if he moved, they would blow his head off. Terrified and realizing there was nothing he could do, the man complied. They demanded his car, and without hesitation, he handed over the keys. As soon as the attackers got what they wanted, they sped off, leaving the man shaken and helpless. The man and his wife ran toward the nearby shops, hoping they could help him escape from the terrifying ordeal. But it quickly became clear there was nothing anyone could do to stop the attackers. Even the shop owners, witnessing the scene, were just as terrified as he was, frozen in fear and unable to intervene. After carefully locking all his doors and making sure everything was secure, a man was suddenly approached by an armed attacker. Instinctively, he acted quickly and ran for his life, managing to escape before the thieves could catch him. Frustrated by their failed attempt, the attackers turned their attention to his car. They smashed the windows and took his laptop bag along with any other valuables they could find. Two thieves went to a car dealership, pretending they wanted to test drive a vehicle. During the test drive, they asked the salesman to step out of the car. As soon as he did, the thief in the passenger seat tried to drive off with the car but failed miserably. Realizing what was happening, the salesman quickly reacted, telling them to get out and jumping into the driver's seat before they could take control. The would-be thieves were caught off guard, and their plan did not plan out. While driving through a neighborhood on a typical South African afternoon, with children playing nearby, a person was suddenly confronted by a group of armed men who appeared out of nowhere. They pointed guns directly at his face, leaving him terrified and in shock. With no other option, he complied with the demands of the two attackers, handing over everything they wanted. Thankfully, despite the terrifying ordeal, he remained safe. Two men were parked on a street somewhere in South Africa when a group of armed men approached, demanding that they step out of the car. Shocked and unsure of what else to do, they complied. Just as the situation seemed dire, a man shouted out of nowhere, startling the attackers. In a panic, the thieves fled the scene, leaving the men unharmed but shaken. A car had just arrived at the toll gate when, suddenly, armed men jumped out of the vehicle in front. They approached the unsuspecting occupants, demanded that they step out, and without warning, stole the car. Within moments, the attackers disappeared, leaving the victims shocked and helpless.